Good evening, everybody. Here we are on another Wednesday night. Man, they're going by fast. I say that every week, I guess. But boy, they are going fast. Let's see who we got in the chat. We've got LJ Woodworks. That's Todd Legendist. We got Jeff Killian. Rebecca Touched by Yarn. There's Heather Lanscombe. And there's Hardknack Farms and Bobby, Petite River Homestead, Petite Jean River Homestead, and my buddy Chris, Adventure Awaits, Tony Sutton, the Moose. The Moose is in the house. There's Ace and Leanne Gunther. So I hope everybody's been having a good week. Can't really say the best for me, but we'll get into that as people pop in here a little bit more. We've had some good news and just bad week. So I don't know. It's a toss-up. Dixter gets so excited about coming out here so he can sleep on that chair. Every Wednesday night, he gets all excited because he knows they're coming out here. And then, boom, he falls asleep. He's always excited about falling asleep. So, let's start with the good news. The good news is that we got all our grapes picked. They actually had a limit on how many grapes we could harvest this year based on acreage. And we actually had to let about an acre sit on the vines because we're going to take them, so we're going to pay to pick them. So I don't know I don't know. It's crazy. But at least we made over our quota, so that's good. Because I could be complaining that we didn't even reach it. And that went off without a hitch. We worked our butts off. Well, basically through the summer, we, took days and really worked in those grapes. So the posts were breaking. The grapes were loaded. And some places where the grapes are really heavy and you get any kind of wind or whatever, it's going to snap those posts. And we finished them about a day before they started. We finished what we wanted to get done about a day before they started picking. And it took 3 days to do it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Today, the last load went out at 6 o'clock this evening. And the sugar content was high. That's good. That's one thing about waiting a little later is the sugar content. The minimum is 15, and we were turning in 17.5. I think one load was 18. So those are pretty high sugars. So, yeah. Maybe if we get the bad news taken care of, then maybe we will do something like make some juice or something. At least we have some grapes we can go out there and continue picking for our pleasure and eating. I do enjoy eating the grapes. You should see me out there when we're pounding posts. Every time we stop, I have to eat a couple of them. But it's funny. I don't smell them. It could be in peak harvest. Everything is ripe to its fullest, and I can't smell them. Anybody who stops by that doesn't live in this region, I smell grapes here. Oh, it smells so good. And yeah, I can't smell them. I'm so used to the smell. It's just I'm nose blind to it, I guess. There's Tony from Our Cabin in the Woods. Did I miss anybody else while I was blabbering? Nope, I didn't. So the bad news is, and I've talked about this on my live for the last 4 lives, I was thinking about, how long this has been going on, but Mama's been in and out of the hospital, and most of it's been in the ICU. And we had a really bad scare the other day, and she ended up having emergency surgery on her intestines, her small intestines. She had 2.5 feet removed, so it was a major surgery for anybody, but for somebody who is pretty near 84 years old, that's tough. And she's now after the surgery and she's recovering. Then they find that her heart is stressed, so they took her to Buffalo General this morning. So she's under heavy surveillance now. The drugs they're giving her, and plus there's this thing, and I know that Angie from Our Cabin in the Woods knows that a lot of people get this, hallucinate and really, really confused. So please pray for my mom. She's really, really fighting it. And the only reason why I'm not there now is because the visiting hours are over. We're going to be going tomorrow morning, and my sister, fortunately, my niece lives in Buffalo, so my sister's going to go stay with my niece, and she'll be able to keep a good eye on her and visit her as much as possible, hoping that we get things sorted out and she can come home. But she won't eat, and they won't let her come home till she eats and processes, so that they know that our digestive system is working. Yeah, there's a lot to be said for that, Bobby, about wasting the food as far as the grapes go and stuff. It's, they're having issues like that major in Canada, and I sure as heck hope it doesn't get worse here. Well, that's just kind of stupid, especially last year when the grapes weren't all that well. So this is an open mic. You can come up and change the subject for me, please. Is there anybody in here I'm missing? My sidekick is on vacation right now, so he won't be in. There's Johnny Lathe Crafts, and Arlene. Good evening. Thank you for everybody coming in this evening. So hopefully we can get her home and get back to doing what we would like to be doing, working on the house, working on my YouTube channel again. But those are not high priorities right now. I contemplated not doing a live tonight, but what else am I going to do? I'd probably just be in my house wondering what's going to happen. So I might as well be out here doing this. Can you pick those grapes yourself and sell them? We could, but it's also you. Let's not worry about the grapes. They'll be taken care of as far as that goes. I just don't want to talk about it on the live here. But thanks for asking. Who else is in here? Anybody else? Make some wine. Yeah. I'd like to have some. I don't measure things in time anymore. I'm almost 50. At the end of the month, I'm going to be 55. I'm starting to measure stuff in energy. And I got to continue building my parents' house, my house, and do a YouTube channel. And we got a lot of yard work to do before the winter hits. We want to get those leaves out of there. Otherwise, we'll have to deal with them in the spring, and that's not fun. So we'll see how we do that. Last year we did pretty good at getting the leaves out in the fall, but we have a lot of maples on our property and a lot of places where we have fences and buildings and everything, and the wind doesn't blow them out into the grapes like it used to. It used to be that they'd just blow out into the grapes. Wait till you're 62. I can wait. I can wait a lot. Compost piles for grapes. Well, those grapes that fall on the ground will just fertilize for the next year. That's for sure. It's an acre. I know that sounds like a lot, but it's about an acre, maybe an acre and a half. We have 32, so it's not like a killer percentage. What was that I just said? Oh, I'm 62. Well, I figured that's what usually people say. Wait until you're my age. So I just assumed that was you that was 62. Hey, Chris, you do lives. You do lives all the time. You can handle it now. Why don't you pop up on panel? Show everybody who you are. We'll talk about your gaming channel. I'm sure you like that. LJ, are you available right now? I mean, I don't have to have anybody up here, but it would be nice. It's always nice to talk to my friends. DJ Turneroo is in here. Good evening. What else? Those were the two things. Those two items are two things the grapes and my mom have consumed pretty much the last 4 weeks and more on the grapes, of course. So there's not a whole lot more to report here. So I need some stories. I need somebody to come up here and tell some stories about stuff. Dexter has no stories. He knows about the bed, the recliner chair, the office chair, Papa's lap, and mine, and Mama's when she's here. And she has been home a couple of times. She's been in the hospital in the last month more than she's been at home. I think she had one good day. Howdy, howdy, howdy. There's Bar Run Forge. I hope you're doing well. I know you're having a lot of fun doing events that you were looking forward to this month. So I hope you're having a great time. Let's see. Jeff Killian. Did I say hi to you already? If I didn't, hi. I think I did. You were in the beginning, weren't you? Yep, you were in the beginning. So, yes, again, make sure you pray. Pray for my mom. We need all the prayers we can get. I pray it. Every time I turn around or even think about it, I pray for her and others. There are other people who are struggling too. Pray for Papa. I mean, he's not one to like talk about what he thinks and how he's feeling and stuff, but I know that this is not easy. But I think the Lord is keeping us calm. As not good as it is, I've felt very much at peace with it because, as some of you know, I've come to develop a relationship with the Lord, and I'm feeling pretty good about that. And I know that He's been watching over us and caring for us. Anybody else who came in? Brady cares. Brady cares. I think I know who that is, but I don't recognize the Brady. Bradley cares.
Bradley, yeah.
Hello. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Okay, what channel are you? Because I don't know that name.
I'm Jacob Waters.
Jacob Waters.
Yeah. I'm in his channel. I do his show.
Jacob Waters. Oh. Bradley.
You know him?
JP. Are you JP?
JP? Who's JP?
I don't know who you are. I'm sorry.
I know JC. You know what I'm saying?
Are you JP?
I'm Bradley Cares. I don't think you know me.
I don't know you.
I just came to hang out. I'm sorry.
Let's tell us about your channel. Do you have a channel?
No, I don't have a channel. That's why I'm here. I just go where it looks nicest to hang out.
All right. So tell us about you. Who are you and why?
I'm Bradley Cares because I cares about things, and I like to make people laugh and be silly and have a good time. That's about me.
All right. Well, tell us a story, Bradley Cares.
Well, there once was this goat herder, and that was a person who herds goats, as to say. And this goat herder, his name was Luis Lopez, and he was infatuated by a goat herdist, which is to say, a daughter of a wealthy goat herder, and her name was Torerba. I don't know. Hang on, let's see. I don't think you need to know the rest of the story. But if you did, you would have to pay close attention.
Okay.
Well, you see, and so the story goes, that the devil, who is not always asleep and is always causing trouble, turned the love that the goat herder bore for the goat herdist, Torerba, into hate because of jealousy. that she went too far into unknown territories, as they say. So he decided to leave town to where he would never see this Torerba ever again. But Toerba, learning that she had just been scorned, had now become infatuated with Lopez. Because, women can, those who love them, they will hate, and those who hate them, they will love. And that's, so says the will of woman. And so, as he decided to leave the village, she learned of this and decided to follow him, carrying only a shepherd's hook and a satchel bag filled with a broken mirror, a paintbrush, and some paint for her face. And she went about her ways. And then the goat herder, on his journey, he came upon a river. And he looked down this river for a good way to cross because it was very, overflowed and very fast current. And he found someone who would ferry them across. But since he had all his goats with him, they could only carry one goat at a time. So the ferryman went across and carried one goat. And then he came back and carried another goat. But then Luis turned around and see Torerba was getting closer. So he had to hurry up the pace. But the shores on the opposite side were very muddy and hard to get across. So the person carried another goat, crossed, and then another, and then another. Do you know how many goats have been ferried across so far?
No.
I'm sorry, I can't finish the story. The story ends right here then.
What is that?
I told you to pay close attention. And if you don't know the number of goats that have so far
12 goats. 12 goats.
I cannot finish my story.
Okay.
That's actually a story from the book Don Quixote. It's a story that his squire Sancho Panza was telling him. And, you see, Don Quixote, he didn't remember how many goats, so we couldn't finish the story, as of which I could not finish the story. Did you like it, though? Oh, that's all I wanted to do tonight was tell that story about Torerba.
All right. So who's Jacob?
He's a good dude. He goes on, live streams like this, open panels and stuff, and he lets all sorts of people come on, and he helps out people that have a tough time doing streams and whatnot. So he's a good dude, and he was at like protests and whatnot. He did one stream that he was at a protest, and he was walking around because he's close to the area where they have these protests. And he found a bunch of makeshift shields made out of like plywood with like ropes for handles to hold the shields. And he let the cops know, and the cops didn't do anything. And then he let ICE know, and ICE came and took the shields. So the story goes. And that's a real story. So that's about him. That's what recently has happened to him and what he was doing on his channel. So to let you know.
Interesting. So do you plan on, is doing a YouTube channel something you think about?
Oh yeah, I want to do that. Just to read that story again.
Well, you never know. There's people who do all kinds of things.
I'm sure people would like it. They want to hear about Torerba. I just like saying the name. That's all. Hang on a second. I got to turn my camera off. That's muting. That's not the camera. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. Do you like my picture? I painted that in paint.
Sweet.
That's a happy tree right there. And it's got a hole for like an owl or another sort of bird, maybe a squirrel or something. On the top, it has the leaves. That's green. And you see some clouds over there. And what's that standing right there in the grass? That's a flamingo. Even though flamingos aren't indigenous to areas that like kind of look like that with the trees and the grass and things like that nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old Man King Homestead's in here. He's on next. And I might, due to being so tired and stuff, I might actually call this live short tonight. We've had it's been a tiring week. For sure. Higher than a kite.
Knife. Been smoking all night, all night long. Is that what they're singing?
I don't know. What else is going
on? Well, pretty soon I'm gonna get my heater fixed because I kind of put that off, kind of pushing the borderline. I don't know where your area is, but my area, it's about to get cold real soon. We're about to get the snow, and I'm gonna need my heater. And last year, I've had some break-ins, not by humans. Don't worry, no humans. Squirrels or chipmunks or things of that nature. And there's like a little crawl space underneath my living room where I am right now. And my heater ducts, go underneath there. And I guess something had gotten in there. And because I looked down in there at one point where my heater ducts are, and they call it a shoe. I think it's the shoe that connects the heater to your vent there. It's called a shoe. Well, the shoe had fallen down, and you could see into the crawl space. And I guess animals were, getting into the heater vent, and I had fixed it. So I guess they couldn't get out, and they wanted to get out, and they couldn't, or in or out, either way. And they chewed right through it. And guys came over to look at it, and they said, "Oh yeah, that heater, it's completely in half." Because when I was using the heater, I could just smell it seeping up through my fucking floor, and it was terrible. Excuse the language. I'm sorry. I don't know if swearing is allowed. I apologize. But yeah, so I'm getting that fixed, and it's going to be really, really hard because I didn't even know if there was access to this area. We had to look around. I got the guys come over for an estimate, and they looked around, and like right behind my furnace is, I guess, the wall. I thought it was just a wall, but there was pipes going in because that's the direction where my living room would be. There's like one big pipe that connects out a bunch of other ones. But the way to get in there is just like this little hole, big enough for like a pipe maybe this big.
Yeah.
So they have to disconnect. It's not a pipe, it's a duct. They have to disconnect the duct and push it through, and then crawl through that little hole and pull everything out, I guess, maybe. Yeah, they would have to. Yeah, pull everything out and replace it, fix it all up. And Bob's your uncle. And hopefully that goes okay. And their estimate was lower than $1,000, which in this day and age, I was like, oh my God, it's going to be so expensive. Oh no. But the guy was like $908, or actually like, it was like $800 and something, $893, something like that. I'm like, oh, you kidding me? Yeah.
Just a second, people. I got to take this phone call. It's my dad.
Ooh, doorbell. I thought it was a doorbell. Kind of sounded like a doorbell. That's okay. I'll keep the audience going. You go ahead and take your phone call. I'll keep it going as much as I can after I get my heater fixed. That was the biggest thing because, it's going to get cold. And I think I did it just in time as long as it goes well, If they mess up and say, they try and turn it on and wires were chewed through or something, it's going to cost me more or can't be fixed. That's going to suck because that's going to be right in the point. They're going to be like, well, it doesn't work. We got to go now. Bye. And they drive away and then it just starts snowing. That's what's going to happen. I sure hope it doesn't, but I'm getting this all fixed. I've gotten things fixed and it turned out before. It feels really good. You get really nervous about it. Like, oh, this will never be fixed. And it's going to cost so much. But then it gets done. Like maybe last year or the year before, my garage door was messed up. One of the springs just snapped. And those can be dangerous. And good thing I wasn't in it and it didn't hurt my car at the time. But
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Okay, that was my dad. I got to go deal with some stuff, okay, people? So I'm going to call it tonight. Next week, Wednesday, 9:00 Central. Thanks to all of my
Listeners, viewers,
moderators, and the people in the chat, and Bradley Cares. And we'll see you next week, Wednesday, 9 o'clock Central. Bye for now.
Peace and love.
Bye.